Hi. I'm just over here messing up because you know what? My microphone, I couldn't get this. I had to put some duct tape on it. Something happened and it didn't want to stay in position. So here I am fooling around. Look at, see how it's sliding around, just acting stupid. I'm going to have to figure out something else later, but hopefully you guys will be able to hear me all right during the course of the show because it just does not want to stay in position. But anyway, we're here for our weekly advice live stream with, as usual, 25 questions that people have sent in previously. This is not the show where we do the live questions here, so please don't even ask. Don't ask questions. Just send it in the advice submission process. The instructions for how to do that are in the show description down below, or you can log on to debsterism.com. Either way, it'll take you anyway. It's the same form, but it's just multiple ways to get to it. So we have 25 questions today. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend since I saw you last for the pop-up on Saturday. And those of you who went on the community wall saw my note about stopping by. Was that yesterday? God, days are starting to blend together. Yeah, I stopped by yesterday to thank the emergency room physician who took charge of me when I went in, when I was having that stroke that Sunday morning. And, he actually gave me a hug. It was so sweet. So, I think I don't know, that was just weighing heavy on my spirit. Like I just needed to do that for some reason. I just needed to do that. So I'm glad I finally got a chance to do it. It's been something I've been thinking about for months. And I finally stopped there and, they had to go dig him out from the back, but they found him. So we had our little moment and there you go. So he is the direct cause of your friend making such a speedy recovery because of what he put in place before I even left the hospital. So when the time I got to my cousin's house, stuff was moving and stuff was happening. And they always say the first couple of weeks, first month, just say the first month after you have a stroke is when you show the most improvement. If you don't have good care and good treatment process, good medications and all that stuff in that first month, it's gonna be hell trying to recover. So luckily I had it from the first day because of this guy. And that's why I think, I've made such speedy progress in these months to where I'm pretty much back to normal, just acting my stupid self. So hopefully, if you submitted a question today, you should have gotten an email from Candace to let you know that it's somewhere in this batch of letters. We don't tell you a specific placement because she sometimes move around for better flow. So let me just make sure. Everybody, you guys can hear me okay? I hope. Is everything coming through all right? I don't know what else to do about it because this stupid thing is just will not. See, it's supposed to be like this so that I'm speaking directly into it instead of the side of it. But it just, I don't know. Today it just won't stay up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's usually not like this. Yeah, I'm doing great. You can hear me fine? Okay, good. All right. Well, we just roll with this. I won't be stressing about it. I'll worry about it after the show. All right, let's move on. Let's get started with question number 1. We got 25 as usual. Remember the days I used to complain when I had 12? Those were the good old days. Female, 22 to 27. She's from Los Angeles, California. Hi, Deb. I need to know how to become more feminine. I feel like I naturally have very masculine energy. Oh, that's interesting. I'm 25 now, but I've always had very masculine energy, I think. I've always worked extremely hard. I've hustled and I've been completely independent my entire life. I grew up with no help from my parents, so these traits were instilled in me from a very young age. I currently have a successful job and run my own business as well. I've always felt I need to be wealthy, powerful, and intelligent, and that defines my worth, especially in the eyes of a man. I know this is not the case, so how does one become more feminine? I feel like I'm very out of touch with that side of myself. Any advice from you or the squad is appreciated. XOXOXO. That's cute. That means hugs and kisses, right? I'm going to say this. I'm reading your letter, and I'm wondering how you feel like because you want to be successful and because you're driven and you want to be educated and you want to be independent, why you think that those are masculine traits. Men don't own success. Men don't own independence. Men don't own any of the shit that you just put in this letter. That's the part. I mean, I know you don't mean it that way, but I can feel my blood pressure going up that this somehow has been communicated to you as being masculine. This is success, and there's no gender, no role, and no age attached to somebody who's a go-getter, got their shit together, and who's making stuff happen. Okay, that's not a masculine trait. That men don't own that. So get that out of your head. Now, if you want to be more quote traditionally feminine, put on a dress and some lashes and shit. I don't know. Get a weave. Get some nails done and flip your hands around. That's all they do. What you look like on the outside is not a determinant of who you are as a person. You could put on all these little dresses and all that kind of stuff. I mean, do what makes you feel comfortable. I don't have a problem with it. I'm kind of upset that you even somehow feel like this is something about you is deficient and bad and wrong. You, as a young lady, do not live your life based on pleasing men. Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever think that's even something that you need to do. Men will come and go like goddamn tumbleweeds. Okay? Most of them's worth about that much too. You don't worry about doing anything to get a male's attention or to please men or have them think anything about you. You don't give a shit what men think. Okay? Because who said that they could think anyway? That's the main thing. Now, if he comes up to you and he proves he can and he's all about it, well, then, yeah, then you can deal with that dude. But in general, most of these ones running around here today are fools. Okay? They're fools, and you run circles around them with both hands tied behind your back. They're no way on your level. Okay? So there's some channels here that deal in this quote femininity movement. Go and take a look at some of those, and then you'll see how ridiculous what they're doing is compared to where you are. The mentality that they have versus where you are. Now, like I said, you can glam yourself up if you want to. That's probably not a bad idea. No woman can. You can always make yourself pretty if that's what interests you. But don't think that because you are these things that makes you masculine. That is some black man drama that they be trying to push down women's throats. You don't see men of other races doing that to women. Like Korea is one of the most educated nations in the world. And the women dress to do whatever they're going to do and own businesses, do all kind of stuff, right? And you don't hear nobody telling them that they're masculine. So if they don't, that's only black women that get that. So I want you to stop thinking that way. Stop berating yourself. Do you? And if you want to put on a dress and get your nails done and get you a weave and some eyelashes and all this makeup and all that stuff, then you can do that too. But the core person of who you are is a wonderful young lady. Keep it up. Don't ever think negatively about yourself or that anything's wrong with you or that only men have a patent on all the wonderful things that you just said about yourself. Any parent would be happy to have a daughter who had their shit together at such a young age. So be proud of yourself. Don't sit there and beat yourself up, okay? I am so serious. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. That was just the first letter and I'm already exhausted. What's up, Shay? I see you, Sue. Yeah, the ladies have some, some stuff to say to you too. So be sure to check out what's in the chat stream. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to chat letter. No, shoot, I can't even talk now. Letter number 2. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She says she's white, she's a Libra, and she's from Memphis. And she's writing about a partner who is male, 22 to 27 as well, who's black, and he's a Gemini. So these letters, you can tell, came in on the new form. Or at least they filled in all the blanks, because all the stuff is, except for age and gender. And yeah, those are the only two that are mandatory. The other fields are optional. Let's say you meet someone, and since then, you have been seeing them almost every day. They ask to see you every day and text all the time. Lots of similarities, and clicked upon meeting. First day of meeting, they completely open up to you, even tell about their past. Oh boy, here we go. They say they feel like they are with another version of themselves and feel comfortable. The hookup did happen. They say they are in love and say they can't believe they met you and want to take care of you. They call you babe and darling and say they want you to be theirs only. They say they want to, quote, keep you and to not let them go. Is it believable or is it a red flag if someone says they love you in the first week of meeting you, poor thing? What is their intention if this is a red flag? Lastly, what do you do if you start to believe it? Oh my God, you poor thing. Okay. Let me try to be gentle with you. You're getting played. That's what's happening. No, nobody loves you within the first week. They're not gonna say it, even if they do feel it. A lot of men say that they fall in love at first sight, but they don't say it. You know why they don't say it? Because they don't want to scare you off. You know the ones who say it, the ones who aren't serious. The ones who are serious and say, "Oh my God," like run and tell their mother and stuff. I met the woman I'm gonna marry, stuff like that. That does happen. But what it is they keep that a secret. Nobody, he does not tell you because he's terrified that you're gonna run off screaming, thinking he's some kind of weirdo, and some stalker or weird freak or something. So when you have somebody like this who don't have any problem with it, then you just getting played. I just did a video about dudes and how to not get played. It's like a clip from one of the What the Fuck Tuesday columns. Please look at that so you understand what's going on. No man with good sense and good intentions is going to talk to a woman he just met like that. Now, him talking about he wants you to just be theirs, of course they do. This is what I also just made a video about that. How they will try to keep, talk about all this commitment and being my woman and all this whole stuff. Basically, what they try to do is get you tied down so you sitting at home twiddling your thumbs and not doing anything with anybody else because you waiting on him while he's still single and free and living that life out doing whatever he wants to do with whoever he wants to do it. Only women are stupid and fall for this game, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be loyal." You don't be loyal to nobody. He ain't putting no ring on your finger. You don't give a shit what he's talking about. You just be like Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. You shouldn't pay any attention to what he's talking about. The ideal thing is when you have a guy who's coming at you like this, really, you should just put him in the wind. You should not even deal with him because he's coming in the door playing games and just trying to play you. So, I know it sounds good, and for someone who's probably very inexperienced with men, you're going to lap it up because a lot of you young girls have very low self-esteem, and any kind of male validation just puts you don't even know what to do with yourself. You go into tailspin like a dog, just chasing his tail, just around, 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 because you're so happy that somebody's paying attention to you. So I'm trying to be gentle because I know you're young and you don't really have an experience, and you ran into somebody who's a player and you don't even recognize the game. That's what I'm trying to give you some. So you're gonna watch the video on how the night get played. I just put up. It's about 9 minutes long. It's not long. And then the one on boundaries. That's what you need. That's what you need. Okay. Stop believing garbage. The main thing for you this is a good lesson for you to learn right now. Okay. As you out here in the dating world, you don't pay any attention to what men say. You watch what they do. What is he doing that shows you that backs up these things that he's all these fluffy words? What's he doing? He wants to take care of you. How he's showing you that? He wants you to be his. What's he doing to prove that? See, that's what you need to be focused on. You don't focus on what men say, because they can say all kind of shit. They'll have you believing that they own the galaxy, and they can bring you a star and put it on your roof, and you won't have to pay the light bill no more because you have 24-hour free light. They'll tell you all kind of stuff, but does it make sense? Is he actually doing anything? So that's the good lessons for you to learn. I have a feeling that you already too wrapped up with this guy, and you not gonna be able to just put it down until it goes till you go through the whole cycle, which is probably what has to happen. I guess everybody has to go through this once. I just hate that it has to happen though, because it's gonna be very painful for you when you realize he's full of shit and you got played. Don't get pregnant. Keep your birth control tight, or you gonna be. I know. I don't even know where this stuff comes from out of my head, but it's just in my mind. I just could imagine him sitting there saying, "Yeah, girl, I inherited the galaxy from my great grandfather because it was real to him, and he was one of the first kings of Africa. I'm really a prince, and I own this part of the galaxy. Which star you want? Just tell me about which one you want. I'll give it to you, girl. I'll give it to you. I can just see it." Yeah, this poor girl. She'll learn though. But like I said, I think it's kind of a rite of passage that all women have to go through this one time. One time when you get caught, you be young. Most of them, it happens in high school. She's a little old for this. But most of the time it happens in high school, where you think you in love with some little knucklehead boy. And he's saying all the right kind of stuff. He might not even be in high school, so he might be a little older. But you in high school. And so everybody goes through it once. Let's move on. Question number 3. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group. It says he's biracial. He's a Cancer, and he's from Plano, Texas. Can I have some real advice other than what all my friends are telling me to do, which is move on? That might be the right advice. Let's see what you're talking about here. My ex moved out about a month ago, and we agreed that it was the best way to prevent us from further fighting. We labeled it as a break because we still love and care for each other. Do we now? After some time, our communication was poor, and she wanted space when I wanted to just communicate how we felt and how we were doing. Our needs were not met, and there was a disconnect. Oh, this is interesting how you assigning all of this to her when she hasn't even communicated with you. Like you said, their stuff is distant, but you know all about what she feels and what she's thinking. This is interesting. She said that she had to be by herself and not work on the relationship so she'd understand if I wanted to move on. I just accepted it for what it was and felt it was over. Ooh, this is long. I made a mistake by downloading a dating app to repair my ego and feel validated. I deleted it because it was for the wrong reasons. Her friend saw my profile and sent it to her, and she completely blew up in my face and said how she'd never do that and basically was telling me how I disrespected her. She was spiteful and ignored my apology and took the rest of her stuff from the apartment and requested me money for something irrelevant. I got upset and said I was done and moving on. She blocked me on everything after that. I spent the last 2 weeks devastated, blaming myself every single second of the day, and it's the most painful thing in the world. I have made emotional decisions and said stuff I didn't mean. I feel completely to blame and it's damaging to my mental health. Oh, one thing that may or may not be important, she currently lives with her mother, and I've noticed that her mom has been stalking my Instagram stories. I do not follow her, nor does she follow me. Since my ex blocked me, I think she's using her mom's account to look at my profile. How do you know when people look at your profile? I don't know enough about Instagram to know this. It's been 10 days since we spoke, and I have no idea how to repair or fix any of this. Any help would be appreciated. She is the person I love and want to be with, so please do not bash her. Get over it, home skillet. Your friends are telling you right. There's nothing you can do. You can't make nobody be with you. You can't make nobody love you. She was done when she moved out. She was just trying to do the break you down easy. What they call it, let you down easy thing by calling it a break. But a break means that you're broken up. That's what it means. And I can see how she had to do it this way because of the way that you're acting. You're very immature, very mostly reactive, and just act stupid. So that's why she did it that way, so that she could escape your ass and move away without really having any problems. So you played right into her hands with this dating app thing and her fake anger. She played that little game, and then she went home and laughed her ass off and was like, "Woo, woohoo, I'm done," and she's happy. So you fucked up by not understanding when somebody says they want to break, that means that the relationship is over. Okay, because people don't take breaks when they really in love and really have want their relationship to be solid. They don't take breaks. Only people who need to be broken up take breaks. Couples who are tight and working, got their stuff together and truly are committed to their relationship don't take breaks. So that's what you need to understand. And as a young man in the 22 to 27 age group, you wasn't prepared to get married and stuff anyway. So what's the problem? All this boyfriend, girlfriend shit, it's a bunch of bullshit anyway. So just let it go. Okay, you were shacking up, it didn't work out. Let's move on, chop chop. Question number 4, female, 22 to 27. She says she's a Latina from Albuquerque, New Mexico. How do I ask a guy I've gone on a few dates with if he's interested in me? I want to ask in a way that's not to portray me as needy. Okay. Our last date was 3 weeks ago. I asked him for a third date and he couldn't make it because of family stuff and asked to reschedule. He said he's home, he's free after work or on his day off. I asked the next day and he got home late after work, so he couldn't come. I hoped he'd ask me out by now instead because I've expressed interest in the date, but he still hasn't. He still snaps the personal stuff and remembers things I've said to him on our dates 3 weeks ago. At this point, I want to confirm and be direct with him about his interest in me. Specifically, if he's still interested in going out on dates with me and getting to know me in that way. I want to tell him I feel like he has lost interest because we haven't seen each other in a while. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you. slap yourself so that you wake up from this fugue state that you're in, where you imagine that this man wants to see you and be with you. Why are you chasing this man like he's the only man on this goddamn planet? He don't want you. That's why he canceled the third date. When they start throwing up family stuff, that's the insurmountable boundary. It's either work or family. Those are things you can't argue about, and they use those two things for a reason. Oh, work, family, or somebody died. Okay, those are the three things. So it just shuts everything down. Women don't argue back when they say that kind of stuff. That's why they use it. I know because I've used it myself. I can't tell you how many times my grandmother has died to get away from dealing with some clown. You just don't want to be bothered. But you want them to, to let you go in peace. So you create a death in the family. I swear, between my jobs and my dudes I don't want to deal with, my grandmother died about 97 times. But that I'm just telling you that's the real. Now, you chasing him and he's not responding. Get a clue, girlfriend. That means he don't want you. Okay, he's not trying to go out with you. Stop texting him, stop calling. Just block him. Block him on your snaps too, so he can't see that. Just go on with your life. This is this is undignified behavior. And you want to know if he's interested. What you think he's going to tell you? No, he's not going to do that because this guy he seems to be the polite kind of guy that comes out with excuses instead of just straight telling you, bitch, I'm not trying to be with you. That's how some hood rat dude would do it. But he's trying to do it politely, hoping that you get a fucking clue. And you just not getting it. You just want to keep chasing him until he just breaks your face and tells you, I don't want to see you anymore. Then maybe you'll get it. But you sound like the type of people like, but why? But why? Oh, we had fun. It was such a nice time. I don't understand. What did I do wrong? You that type. He don't want to deal with all your emotions. So he just dipping out like he's doing, ghosting you slowly but surely. So I want you to stop this. I want you to, once you hear this answer, I know it's gonna hurt your feelings. You're probably gonna cry a little bit and all that stuff, but it's a reality check that you need in the 22 to 27 age group before you continue on this path, making a fool of yourself with man after man after man. If he's not calling, he's not texting, he's not trying to see you and take you out of nothing, he's not interested. Okay, he met somebody else, what it sounds like. But I don't know that. But whatever it is, he could have not met somebody else, but still just be avoiding you. But usually in this age group, they've met somebody else. And so he's moved on to, date her. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. People be having their face cracked. Oh, now they say they have COVID. Oh, shit. Well, there you go. Oh, over in San Francisco, you can say, oh, I have monkeypox. I saw this dude, he said, beautiful skin and everything. He said, what is the deal? People ask him, would you rather have COVID or monkeypox? And he said, COVID for the win, because monkeypox puts some craters on your face, and he's not trying to go out looking like that. I was like, ooh, that sounds scary. Your dog has 9 lives, I'm trying to tell you. My cat is sick. Oh, my God, my baby. I don't even have a cat. All kind of stuff. You just come up with all kind of stuff that you know is going to back them up and shut them down. So I hope you ladies understand. You hear them kind of excuses, just move on. Yeah, I'm telling you, grandma got like 100 lives. Everybody, grandma be dying multiple times. It's sad, but it's true. Except when you get really, really old like me, everybody looking at you crazy, like, you stop lying. Your grandmother ain't alive and ain't been alive forever. But she had me when she was 2. Stop fucking lying. So I don't use that anymore, but I used to, man. Okay, question number 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I already did it. Number 5, male, 35 to 41. He's white and he's from Milpitas, California. I am dating a black woman and her baby daddy hates white men and I don't know what to do about it. Oh, this is new. This is new. Last night, after our third date, this woman that I'm dating explained to me that the father of her 7-year-old son is going to be pissed the fuck off when he finds out that she's dating a white man. When I asked her how big of a problem it might be, she said there's a chance he'll get physically aggressive about it. And she thought to tell you that. Okay? On one hand, my first thought is fuck him, but then I started thinking about the possibility of how this might negatively affect her son. We are so early in the relationship that me cutting it off now wouldn't be dramatic or anything like that, but I absolutely hate the idea that racism might win here. I'm not sure what to do because I really like this woman and she's wonderful in every way. I'm just not sure I want to sign up for this kind of potential drama. What do you recommend? I recommend that you back off. That was her warning flag. See, okay, she said he might get physically aggressive about it, but you don't know if she meant physically aggressive to him or physically aggressive to her or physically aggressive to the kid. So your concern was valid because there's a big question mark and 2/3 of the equation is on her side. The other thing is, unless you a black belt or you packing or something like that, if he should run across you dropping her home or at her house or picking her up or run across you guys out, out in the wild somewhere and be one of them stupid kind of dudes, well then, you could be facing a situation that might have police involvement and ambulances and hospitalization involved. So I'm gonna say this: I'm sure you like her, and she's probably a very nice lady, but she made a very poor choice in the father for her child. So that's just a L she gonna have to take, but you don't have to take it with her. Move on, okay? There's too many cases where the guy's dating a woman with a crazy boy, and they the same race. So I don't think to be concerned. I mean, just the fact that somebody else is in the picture, they go crazy. They don't care. Dude could be a zebra. They don't care about that. But what they care about is that somebody else is tapping it that they still consider theirs, and they get violent. And the girls have lost their lives, and so have the new boyfriend. So it just happens too much, and it's not worth it. Okay, just move on. Too many women in Milpitas, San Jose, Santa Clara. I mean, just too many women that are single for you to be bothered with some bullshit like this. Just go find somebody else. Question number 6. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American, Capricorn from France. Hi, Auntie Deb. I would love your advice on this. Anytime I try to think of a good reason to have kids, I cannot find a single one. Actually, my list of not having children is pretty long. I'm barely 23. All of my older cousins have been having kids, and somehow now everybody's looking at me like, well, when are you going to become a real woman to breed for us? Ooh. Seriously, I don't see the point of motherhood for me. I barely hold romantic relationships. I dream of marrying rich or building my own fortune or both. Traveling the entire world, isolating myself on a private island, etc. I have been having that same vision since I was 16, right before I found your channel. None of my dearest dreams involve being a mother. Even though I'm aware of my people pleaser tendencies, children is a very serious subject, and I would hate myself for having them for other people. My main focus in life is my business, school, spirituality, and romance. That's it. My issue is that I know I need to change my mind, and right now, no, I tend to change my mind. I'm sorry, not need to, tend to change my mind. And right now, I don't know if I'm being in denial or is it wise to wait a few more years to make a final decision. How can I be sure of my decision about motherhood? Thank you for choosing my letter, and blessed to you and Candace. Why do you have to be sure about it? It's not like you're married or about to get married, so it's something that's even on the table. Why are you putting the cart before the horse? You don't have a boy. You don't have a boyfriend. You're not engaged, and you ain't married. So to me, this is a non-issue and nothing to be worried about. You don't have a problem. What you have is a bunch of nosy relatives, though. Just tell them that I ain't about being a baby mama. And when I get married, then that's a conversation that we'll have. Until then, don't bring it up to me. That's all you have to say, and keep repeating it like a broken record. Let me say, I'm not trying to be a baby mama. I'm not trying to be a baby mama. I'm not trying to be a baby mama. I want to be properly married, and I want to have a husband, and then I'll think about that. Right now, it's not even an issue because I'm not even dating anybody. Okay? That's all you have to say. This is not a problem. It's not even an issue. Question number 7, female, 22 to 27 from Leeds, England. I am a straight 27-year-old female married to a 30-year-old man. I've had somewhat bi experiences with other women before in college, but this has never made me interested in dating women or anything. My husband has also had some bi experiences in the past, but he never dated a man before either. But a few years ago, he started dressing up in bras, panties, makeup, and wigs. Oh, did he now? And when I asked him about it, he said he just liked getting attention from other men, likely because of his daddy issues from his absentee father. Hmm. Wow. And did you fall for that? There is a confidence element where it makes him feel more confident in himself, and there is also a sexual element where this turns him on a lot as well. That's what they call autogynephilia. This continued to the point of him considering going on hormones to start growing breasts. He decided against this, though, until he worked out the trauma in therapy. I'm wondering, has anyone else ever written you about a similar problem and gone through this before? How do you, as a wife, support your partner through this while protecting your attraction to them as a man? I want to be supportive of my best friend, but I'm not at all attracted to him when he dresses up. This inevitably puts tension on the relationship. Any advice is welcome. You know, my advice to women is always take care of yourself. Don't worry about him. He's a grown man. He gonna do what he do. What he do. He gonna do what freaks do. Be freaky. Okay? There's nothing you can do to stop this. Nothing you can do to change it. Nothing. There's nothing you can do. This is his journey to take by himself. And you know what? He would be taking it by himself. I did not see. My thing is when a woman who is heterosexual marries a man who is heterosexual, that's the contract. That's what she signed up for. She did not sign up for you to be wearing bras and panties and deciding that you're going to transition to become anything else and do all this other shit. She didn't sign on for that. So in my mind, that totally nullifies the contract, and any marriage that you thought you had with this man is now over because he's doing something else. He voided the agreement. So once he took that step to start doing something else to please himself, basically with a big fuck you. And I know people say, well, this kind of stuff, people can't help who they are inside. That's fine. I don't really give a shit. That part's irrelevant. What I'm saying is how it's affecting her. That's not what she signed up for. That's not the husband that she wanted. That's not the husband that she agreed to marry. Nothing about this relationship is what she signed on for. Therefore, the relationship is not going to meet her needs. And there's no reason for you to stay with him. Now, a lot of people be like, well, that's transphobic. This and that. Fuck, what the fuck ever. I don't care what you call it. She's going to have to be sitting up there being mentally and emotionally devastated because he wants to explore his feminine side. And then they're using this excuse about his absentee father. That's some bullshit. The fact is he gets turned on by it, and he's trying to cover it in that cloak so it makes it palatable to you, so you feel sorry for him instead of looking at him like he's stupid fool that he is. Girl, if you don't see a divorce attorney and get clear of this mess, get clear of it now. Move on, because this is not the man you married. He's turned into something else. I don't think it's transphobic either, but I'm just saying when I say stuff like that, people feel like, no matter what the man does and however he wants to change and transition, whatever the fuck they call it, that the woman's just supposed to stick around and accept it. And I throw the bullshit flag on that. That's not what she got. That's not who she married. And I'm not saying he can't do that, but he has no right to try to trap her into being his wife when he wants to be the wife too now. No, motherfucker, no. Just go on over there with your Victoria's Secrets and giant sizes for men and go on to do what you do. But nobody has to be married to you while you do that. And that's her right. That's her boundary and that's her choice. And I would tell any woman the same thing. You don't have to sacrifice what you want in your marriage and your happiness because he wants to do something else. Fuck him. I mean, he can go do that. Like I'm saying, nobody can stop him and nobody would want to. But that does not mean that you have to stay there and go through that with him. It's not going to be good for your mental health. So send him on his way till he can do his freaky fairy shit on over there somewhere. I'm not down with that. I'm telling you, if I had a husband who came out dressed in that shit, I know my curiosity, I was like, well, let me see what it looked like. And then once I saw what it looked like, I would say, well, we're breaking up now. So go get your little lingerie shit and put it in your little duffel bag and get the fuck out. Yeah. I'm not down with nothing like that. I want my man to be a man solidly in the man camp. I don't want none of this fairy shit. You going back and forth. You can't decide if you want to be a man or a woman. You can't decide if you want to be with men or women. No. Nope, 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 nope. And like I said, everybody has the right to choose what they choose. But you don't have the right to make me stick around and look at that shit or participate in it or be still married to you. That's my right to move on and do something else with somebody else. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah, they HGD, you girl, you trip. I don't even have enough cuss words to address this kind of bullshit that people be trying to jam down women's throats and try to say, well, you should stay. What about love? What about sickness and health? It don't count when you just want to be stupid. You don't say nothing about the stupidity and in health. That's not sickness. He's making a choice, but I'm not making it with you. So if you think about that, lady, think about how far this is going to go. And if you're going to stick around and let your mental health slide down this rabbit hole with him, or you going to deuce out now? That would be my recommendation. Question number 8, male, 22 to 27. He's a Pisces. He says he's European, white, and he's in Winnipeg, Canada. I went on a coffee meet and greet date today, about 2 hours ago, and I'm not really sure how it went. The conversation flowed the whole time, but I was a bit nervous. However, like I said, she was interesting, and I think the conversation flowed well, but I'm unsure how she felt about the date, but I think it kind of went okay. Where do I go from here? Is this your first date in the world or something? I was thinking of just sending something like, hi, thanks for today. It was really nice, and I hope you got back home all right. This kind of lets me gauge interest from her response. What do you ladies think? I might be overthinking it, but I would like your advice. You are overthinking it, and the very fact that you use that term gauge interest, that means you've been following these fools online, because that's the exact terms they use. Them pickup artist people and all them people advocating all them stupid games and all that kind of stuff. Please stop listening to them idiots. You don't gauge a woman's interest. You know what you do? You find your nuts like a man and you call her. You should have taken care of this before the date was over. And all you men listening to this, you say that I'm telling you something. Stop wasting your fucking time. Okay, when I was a girl, okay, at the end of the first date, you say that was great. Would you be interested in doing this again, or is this you okay with this one time? Yeah, it's gonna make you nervous, and yes, it's gonna make you feel like, oh no, she's gonna reject me to my face. But you know what? If you had any nuts at all, you wouldn't be worried about that, because what you would be worried about is wasting your precious lifetime that you only get one of. You don't want to waste 5 minutes of it on somebody you thinking is interested who's not. So you didn't do that though, and now you want to send a text and be a fucking coward, and you think I'm a cosign for that. I'm not. Pick up the phone like a goddamn man, and then you say, hey, I'm thinking about taking you out to dinner. Are you ready? You down with that or what? That's all you got to say, and she'll say yes or no. If she says yes, then you tell her, okay, let me get back to you. What kind of food do you like? And she'll tell you, say, okay, let me get back to you with a place. Are you okay for Saturday, or with Friday better? What day works the best? And then you lie and say, okay, I'll call you back in a couple of hours or tomorrow or something. Then you get off the goddamn phone. You don't have no nuts, no confidence. You know what women hate? Men who are weasels, who don't have any kind of confidence at all about themselves. We can't fucking stand it. All the idea of your masculinity goes up in smoke because you don't have none. So you better get your shit together. This is just ridiculous that you would think you're going to send this little bullshit ass text to gauge interest. You're not going to get nothing but her eye roll, because she's not going to respect you. You too old for this. This is what little teenagers do. You in the downstroke to 30 and you still acting like this? Come the fuck on. I don't know why they do. They got a phone and they think that the only thing the fucking phone to do is text. It drives me crazy. When men try to do that when they want to send a text, I would be like, I don't do texting. That's for teenagers. These motherfuckers in their 50s and sitting up there trying to send somebody goddamn text all day, like you don't have nothing to do except wear out your thumbs texting them. I just don't get it. I want these young men to fucking be men. Okay, stop being little wimpy weasels. I can't stand it. And then when they write these kind of letters like this, girls are out here working and going to school and doing stuff to make themselves be solid women. What are y'all doing? You go to school and you got a job, and then the rest of the time you hide playing video games and drinking with your friends and acting a fool. Grow the fuck up and be a man, okay? Being a man means sometimes you're gonna get rejected. That's just life. Deal with it. Stop running from it like a big ass baby. I can't take it. Yeah, see, that's how you know I'm feeling better, because every week I start having more and more smoke. But I don't like this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, if you were my son, I'd be kicking your ass if you coming to telling me some bullshit like this. Like, I did not raise you to be a wimp like this. You better call that girl, and I would be standing over you while you did it too, thumping you in the head every time you did something stupid. My God. Let's move on before I get violent. Question number 9. This is the young lady in the 22 to 27. God, this is the same age group every time. 22 to 27 from Denver, Colorado. Hi, Deb. It looks like I got ghosted after I asked him if he was dating other people. Oh. Well, you know what that means. We both stated that we were looking for a relationship. Okay. That didn't mean he was looking for it with you. That's the part you women get confused about. Things seem to be going pretty well. Lots of chemistry and compatibility. He made me feel comfortable. They do that so they can tap that ass. We snuggled a lot and he was kind and affectionate. We had excellent, of course you did. So I thought it would be reasonable for me to ask him if he was dating other people. Then nothing. All texting stopped. No response to my question. No more good morning texts. What is going on here? You got dumped. See, let me explain something to you. If you lay down with somebody and you get that dick, which is fine, you grown, you do what you want to do. But when you didn't have any kind of solid commitment with him and nothing was jumping off when you pulled off your underwear, chick. So don't think when you get up from the mattress that suddenly all of a sudden you have a relationship. That's why he was looking at you crazy. He's like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Let me dip out now before she becomes a stalker or something. That's why you're not getting called back. That's exactly what's going on in his mind. You didn't do this right. You were supposed to ask that question before you laid up with him, if it's that important to you. But see, my thing is when you just meet somebody and you single and stuff, you should always assume that they're seeing other people and operate yourself accordingly. That means use proper protection, do everything that you need to do. Don't be falling in love, those kind of basic things. You should assume that any single person you meet who is not married, which you shouldn't be dealing with anybody married anyway, but they be lying about their singleness. But if you got somebody who's really single, you should assume that he or she is seeing someone else, at least one other person, maybe two, like my plan advises, the pair and the spare. So you one of the three in rotation. Now, what your goal is, if you like this person, is to be the cream of the crop and to eliminate the competition. That's how you do it if you really want this person for yourself. You don't ask them who else they seeing, because whoever else they seeing is a non-motherfucking factor. If you want them, you shine your light on them and then you make the magic happen. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't ask them who else they seeing, because it doesn't matter. They're like, yeah, okay, you seeing somebody else out. You won't be long for long. That should be your attitude if you really want the woman. Now, if you don't, you just want to be one of the three, and you want to have a three spare to spare of your own, well, then you do that. That's what happens when you're single. You don't owe nobody shit. You don't owe them loyalty, you don't owe them commitment, and you don't owe them an explanation. So I hope this is a lesson for you in doing shit in order. Okay, you did this all wrong, all kind of ass backwards. Yeah, he got the cookie and she answered that question, but that must mean it wasn't even that good, because dude would, when it's slamming, they be figuring out all kind of ways to get back to it. So, something happened. But anyway, no. Let's move on. Question number 10. Female 22 to 27. She says she's Asian and she's a Virgo from London. I'm 25 and I haven't had a lot of dating experience. I need advice for how to get over being left for another woman by my ex-boyfriend and not feeling inadequate, like there's something wrong with me. I must share that this guy showed no red flags. All green flags, opposite of what I usually go for. Even all my girlfriends were sure that he was not this type of guy. However, after 6 weeks of pure, consistent attentiveness, he dropped off the face of the earth in the middle of making plans with me, then resurfaced 2 days later to say he can't see me anymore. He, quote, met up with someone, end quote, Friday morning. He got over me before he even told me. I'm left here wondering if the flirty, jokey paragraphs we exchanged daily since we met, all the laughs and deep chats in person, if they really even meant anything. I've been ugly crying all weekend whilst he's already seeing someone new. I just don't know how to cope. It's making it so much worse knowing that he's already happy and excited over another person, and I'm here feeling like I never want to date again. Any words of advice would be so appreciated. Thank you. I'm going to kick your little ass. 6 weeks, that's a month and a half, and you got all this drama going over some clown you was dealing with for 6 weeks. It wasn't like you was engaged and broken off, like he was your ex-husband, your fiance or something. I mean, what is all this? What is all of this over somebody you barely know? You idealized the relationship. You put way too much on it. Dude had to escape you for his own sanity because you just sound like a stalker, just a weirdo, just too attached. You don't get like this over somebody in 6 weeks. This is kind of scary. You might need some therapy. This is not normal. And then to be sitting here wallowing in self-pity about, oh, he already moved on before he even moved on from what? 6 weeks in, there's nothing to move on from. Like I said, you did too much and you put way too much on it. Flirty, jokey paragraphs we exchanged. And all the laughs and deep chats mean anything. Yeah, honey, that video, boyfriend. Do you guys know how much I've been getting cussed out since from that video, though? I've been called bitter about 855 times already. I just laugh, but that's just a nigga word. Only black women and black men use that shit, bitter. You want to call somebody bitter all the time. Where y'all pick that shit up from? I hate it. But whatever, that's their word. It's like, oh, you're just bitter. What about if we have an agreement? And this and that. I'm like, you do you, but don't be surprised when, he's off with somebody else because that's what single people do. And you can't make no agreement. It's not you. What agreement? It's nothing you can take to court because you single and you decide that you're going to date only him. But he changed his mind, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it. Now he want to date somebody else and you sitting over there mad. I mean, that's what a boyfriend is, bullshit. That's why they both start with B, okay? Don't be putting too much on it. You can't breathe. But I'm really just shocked. 6 weeks. I mean, 6 weeks, I barely could remember a motherfucker's name. They be on the phone, oh, this is Ronald. It's like, who? Oh, yeah. That's me at 6 weeks. I mean, he hasn't had enough time to make an impression yet. But I don't romanticize things, and I keep my mind, I got dudes in rotation. So this kind of thing here would never happen when I was your age. This would have never happened. I mean, I would probably not even notice that he was gone. Be like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that dude? That dude that used to send me them long texts. On to the next one. But see, you putting too much on it. You trying to act like this is a life partner because you was kicking it with dude for 6 weeks. Girl, if you don't stop this shit here. I see y'all just enjoying my banter tonight. I'm just like, you know what? I got a nap. That's what it is. I took a nap. I didn't sleep good last night. Y'all saw my workout that I put up on the community wall, my kettlebell workout. I tried to kill myself. I was so sore. I soaked in the bathtub. I said, oh, this is going to be bad when I try to sleep tonight. And it was like every time I turned over in the bed, I was going, ooch, ooch, ouch, ouch. And then this morning, I could barely get out of bed. I was walking like Fred Sanford. It was terrible. So I had to take a nap today. Woo, my God. So that's why I have so much energy. Okay, let's move on from this poor child here. You'll get it. Just finish your crying and then get yourself up and stop thinking about this fool. Block him so he can't bother you anymore. Question 11. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She says she's Latinx Aquarius from Dallas, Texas. And she's writing about a female same age group who is black and who is a Leo. Okay, this ought to be interesting. My best friend, quote, Chloe, and I have been besties for 8 years now, and I consider her more like a sister because I had to escape my abusive biological family. I got into a bad relationship with a Dusty twice my age once I got out of college. In the beginning of the relationship, he told me that he cheated on his previous girlfriends and his previous wife. To me, this was a deal breaker. I've been cheated on twice before. Chloe had convinced me against breaking up and argued that people can change. My other, quote, guy friends were telling me that my standards were too high. You must hang around. I'm sorry, you hang around with some niggas. That's your problem. When I mentioned I didn't like that he lived with his parents, I was told to get over myself. That I was being, no. There's black people, African Americans, then there's, like trash. That your friends was trash. They were told I was stuck up. This was a huge blow to my self-esteem. My ex spent much of the relationship re-traumatizing and negging me. After 2 years, I had enough and cut off all my friends except Chloe. Good job, but she should have went too. I know no one forced me to stay in a relationship, but this still haunts me. Recently, I told her how this hurt me, and she argued that her reasoning was that she once cheated when she was in an abusive relationship and she would rather not judge. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago. For a laugh, I told her that a cute guy started flirting with me, but he came off as extremely desperate with clown energy. She laughed too, but said, give him a chance, he's not that bad. Oh, you're being ridiculous. She tells me I'm intelligent and beautiful all the time, but now I'm thinking that she wants me to have low standards. How do I talk to her about this? What do I say? She's a jealous bitch. She's what they call a frenemy. She's telling you that you're intelligent and beautiful. She's jealous of that. So she knows that you deserve better, but she wants you to settle for the trash that she would be settling for. That's what's going on here. I know you don't want to hear this. I know that's been your good friend for 8 years, but I'm telling you, you in that age group where you're going to change friends. You've already wiped out most of them. This is the only holdover. It's time for her to go too. Before you do that, though, you need to have a serious conversation with girlfriend and say, look, all this time, when I have a friend, I'm looking for my friend to have my back and support me in being my best self and in eliminating garbage and trash from my life so that I can be my best self and have the happiest experience in life. But what I keep seeing is that you trying to drag me down like a crab in a barrel. You want me to be with some miserable motherfucker. You want me to be with somebody who's going to cheat and lie on me. And you like that. You want me to have that, and you want me to pick that, and you keep pressuring me to do it. I know it's not your fault that I picked these people and I stayed in a relationship, but at trusting your judgment, since you are what I consider to be my best friend, I listen to you, which I'm not going to do anymore, and neither are we going to be best friends. So when I hang up from this phone call, now that I've seen who and what you really are, there's no room for you in my life anymore. Ta-ta. Yeah, but she doesn't know. No, she's not attracting anyone. Don't use that term here. No, I don't like that. That attracting shit, that's bullshit. You know what it is? See, women always want to assume responsibility for attracting motherfuckers to them. That is so unrealistic. What it is motherfuckers are around looking for you, like prey. That's what it is. And they going to keep on, just like they say, you throw enough dirt against the wall, someone's going to stick. That's what they do. They go through life just throwing dirt. And the women, they're going to do it to every woman because they only have one game. So it's not that you're attracting anything. They're just testing you to see if you're going to fall for the bullshit. Okay, stop blaming yourself and stop blaming other women for what men do. Okay, they chose to act like that. They chose to do these things to the women, and it's not the women attracting anything. It's that they ran up into some rogue motherfucker, and nobody had taught them the game yet to know how to deter it and deflect it off of them. So that's why I'm talking to you, young lady. This is the first step in you getting rid of people from your world that presented themselves as caring about you, but then showed a different side of themselves when the chips were down. That's why I say they're frenemies. And they may have actually been friends at some point, but this one aspect of their personality is not in sync with yours. Their value system on this issue is not in sync with yours. How they perceive relationships is not in sync with yours. Therefore, they aren't in sync with you. And in my opinion, as a relationship counselor, coach, whatever you want to call it, for the past 30 years, what I have seen, and I can say this definitively, the biggest impact on your life as a human being, what will dictate your happiness or your peace of mind, your mental health, and everything else, is who you choose to partner with. This is a decision that you cannot take lightly. People go on Consumer Reports and do Google research and do all kinds of stuff about buying a car, a dishwasher, a toaster. But when it comes to choosing a life partner, it's kind of hit and miss, and you want to go by what you feel. No, you need to put that same research energy, that same meet the standards, that same, is this a good value for what I'm investing in it, which for the material items is money, for a person is going to be everything else. It might even be money too, but it's everything about you is going to be invested into that relationship. That is worth way more than $39.99 for a toaster or $109.99 for a microwave. Okay, so please put this into perspective. These people do not have your best interest at heart. You got, like I said, you did well. You got rid of all the other ones. You need to get rid of her too. She is gonna drag you down, or get you, worse yet, get you in some bullshit, because she is jealous of your beauty and intelligence. Get you some friends who's on your same page. You'll be all right. Question number 12. Male, 18 to 21. He's African American, Capricorn, from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I need to know the proper protocol for how I should be acting when I'm watching a movie with a platonic female friend. For context, I have been friends with this chick for many months, and I'm actually not interested in her physically at all, purely just friends. Since I usually only do these types of things with girls that I'm interested in, I don't really know how to act while watching. What? Oh, while watching it, I just don't want it to feel weird, and at the same time, I don't want to be cold and stay away from her the entire movie, since she gave me a pretty expensive gift for my birthday yesterday, and I want to be somehow grateful. What do I do? She's coming over on Friday after work. Because she gave you an expensive gift and you want to show gratitude, dude, what you should have done, if she gave you an expensive gift, you should have not accepted it. You know, you can say, no, this is too much. This is kind of inappropriate. Just bake me some cookies, or give me a cupcake or something like that, and give her the gift back. That's why you don't accept expensive gifts from people, because then it puts you, it's like an obligation that you have now done, because you know it, that she has expectations, and that's what you picking up on that. I want to somehow be grateful. So you know what's going on. She wants you, but you don't want her. This is not somebody that you should have invited over to your house for a movie. What I suggest is that you do this. Invite a bunch of people. Invite, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 other people, a mixture of men and women, and just have like a little party. Say it's a belated birthday party, right? Have some, food, some drink, movies on, music, whatever y'all gonna do. Make it start early so you don't be making a bunch of noise late. Have her come over for that, and then everybody leave your house at the same time. Don't let her linger behind and all this kind of stuff. That's how you can get out of this real gracefully. So you would show your appreciation, and you would give her some attention and all this kind of stuff here, but it'd be real clear that it ain't that kind of party, and that's the message you want to communicate. That would be my advice. That would be my advice. I'm just saying. Debbie got out of a whole bunch of shit in my lifetime. So I have to think of things real quick to. So I don't be in no mess. But yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. Since your birthday just passed, it's a perfect excuse. Invite all your friends over and have a impromptu birthday party. Question number 13, male, 28 to 34. He's African American, from Chicago. After being single for a while, I decided to sign up on this dating site. Once again, I get a like and message from a woman. I found that she's living in California and I live in Illinois, which would be a long distance, but I figured I would message her back. We talked for a little, asked questions back and forth about different interests like music, movies, etc. Then went on to ask me what I'm looking for in a woman. Then I asked back if she had a list of what she's looking for in a man, and asked if I could be that man. I had to be honest with her that I couldn't be all that, but I could only try my best, and she replied back that she wasn't looking for a perfect match though. I asked how she feels about long distance, and she said for the right person, she would even relocate. Auntie, what got me, okay, I knew something was about to happen. What got me is that she asked about my eggplant drive. Isn't that a bit too much to ask at first, or am I just being weird about it? No. Let's keep reading. I had to do some work that I needed to get done, and so I told her I would be off for a bit. But she kept messaging me and asking if I am busy. When I came back, I told her again, as maybe she didn't see the message, but we talked for a bit more. Then I said I was going to a family get together and would message her later. Yet again, she kept messaging me, asking me where I was, and three more messages I haven't even checked yet. And you already told her you was going to be with your family, and you ain't dating her. This is after a couple of conversations online. Am I in the wrong? Should I be required to always be on to message back within minutes? I can't always be on the phone, and this is something I stress about when it comes to online dating. I don't see this going anywhere because of the distance, and I feel there are some red flags here. Do you agree? What should I do? You should immediately tell her that somebody in your family introduced you to somebody. I don't know. I don't know what your family, one of your uncles' wife's niece or something. I don't know. Just make up some shit. But whatever it is, you dating that person for a minute, and you're gonna get off of that website. You need to meet people like in the wild for a minute, okay? You live there. I mean, don't. It's all them single women in Chicago, and you can't find nobody. You got to go online. Are you for real? And especially find somebody all the way in California. She sounds like a nut. Okay, who does that? Somebody say I got to do the work, and you're gonna keep texting them anyway. That means she just don't have a life. There's something weird about her. You need to tell her that you met somebody else and then block her. I hope you didn't give her your real phone number. Dude, you better get you a Google number. You better get you a burner phone, or you get you a second line. That's what I used to do when I had I don't know. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Okay. Player game number 77. You can get two lines on your phone, on one phone. I think they used to offer that. Who did I have at the time? I think it was Verizon. I'm not sure. I don't remember who the carrier was. But anyway, I had two different phone numbers, and both of them would ring on my phone. One phone number was my real number for family and friends and people I was close to, my jobs and stuff like that. The other number was my nigga number. That's what I used to call it. So that's the number that they all got. Okay, this was before I had a Google number, but no, I did have a Google number, but I only use it for like my web stuff. So that was like for business. But then, so that basically I had three numbers. So two of them would ring to my phone. So I could tell which one it was because, it shows up with the incoming call from this line. And so I would know if I was somebody I wanted to answer or not. So then when I got tired of them, I just changed that number. So that's how I did. So they never had my real number. They had my secondary phone number. These days you can get like a secondary phone. You can get you like a little phone from, you got two whole phones? Yeah, see, I didn't want to have two phones because I lose things. I misplace things. So it's better for me just to have one phone. I had two numbers on one phone. But, you could do that too. Two separate phones, two separate carriers. You can get them little Sprint, with them little cheap phones, cricket phones, and them kind of little things where it's like $9.99 a month or something, $19.99, whatever it is, little cheap ass phone. You don't have to be nothing fancy, and now you can do that. But I would highly recommend that for dudes because some of these women are not wrapped too tight. Like this chick. I would relocate. Heifer, you're not gonna relocate. I don't know you like that. This is crazy. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I would recommend that you do. Okay, before you get back online, or get you a second phone. That's the number you're gonna use to be dealing with all these chicks. Change your other number. Get you a second phone, so you're gonna have two phone bills, but that's all right. If you put them on the same service, I think you get a discount. And then that number is the number that you use for them. But you can also set it up to be a Google number that rings to your phone. But a lot of people don't like that because they know it's a Google number and the little message comes on before they put the call through and stuff. So some people don't like that. But two phones works too if you got the money. Question number 14, female, 28 to 34. She's African American from Louisville, Kentucky. And the male in question is 28 to 34 as well, and he's white. Oh, this is interesting. Another interracial relationship. It's been about 4 hours since our first date. I had an absolutely amazing time. It was honestly the best date I've ever been on in my entire life. Wow. He showed interest in me, at least I thought so. He hugged me when he first saw me, paid for my meal, laughed, kept up the conversation, wasn't on his phone at all, and even walked me to my car and then opened it for me. He told me to text him when I got home to make sure I was okay, since I had a beard and felt a little loopy, and told me to sit in the car till it wore off a little, and even offered to drive me back, but I insisted no. It's been about 4 hours since the date, and I haven't gotten a text from him. Does this mean it didn't go well for him? Do men always text first after the first date? Okay. What is this? What is this? First, let's talk about this date. You obviously have been dealing with some dusty dust mites that you think a man paying for a date, opening a car door for you, and staying off his phone is something to write about. It's that special. This hurts my soul to hear that you have been dealing with dudes who didn't treat you this way. If you have a dude that wants to be on his phone during the day, you're supposed to get up and go home. That time is time allotted to you, not to being on his damn phone. If that's what he wants to do, then he can be on his phone, but you don't waste your time being there to try to compete with whoever it is he's texting to. I These are the kind of things that young ladies need to have better boundaries about. You don't sit there being silent, eating by yourself, and he's not even talking to you. He's on his phone. Why are you there? Get up and go home. Have some dignity. So this whole thing about, he laughed and he kept up his conversation and watches your car and open it. I mean, those are things that gentlemen do. People who have good home training and know how to conduct themselves on a date. These are just standard behavior. The fact that you think this is special and unique is just, like I said, it's really shocking and embarrassing. Okay, then it's been 4 hours and you're expecting a text from him. Why? Why would you expect him to do something in 4 hours? The next day or the day after that is fine. Relax. Like I said, you should be dealing with other people anyway, so this is not an issue. You're putting too much on it. You're doing too much. You're too anxious, too clingy, and you're going to make the man feel like, you don't give him no space to think about the date. Men need to go away and think about what happened, how you looked, what you said, what went on, how he feels about all of that. He may decide to call you again and ask you out again. He may decide that he was overwhelmed at your massive beauty and wonderfulness and how he's so lucky and this and that, but he still got to think about it and adjust his feelings. He may be over there thinking, God damn it, that was just a total waste of time. I'm never talking to her. You don't know which one it's going to be. So stop fretting about it and get on with your life. Okay? So when he calls, you be happy to hear from him. And if he don't, you still be happy because you got a life. Exactly, Mary Elizabeth. Mary Elizabeth, she's like, where's the ring? I'm like, exactly. That seems to be her mindset. Like, it's been 4 hours. Where's my engagement ring and my proposal? I'm like, I don't want to hear from him right after the date. A guy who did that to me, I stayed on the date. I wasn't home 20 minutes and this motherfucker was calling me. You know what happened? He got dismissed. Because I'd left the date and told him I had stuff to do. That's why I was still working as a trainer. And I had clients starting at 6 a.m. Okay, I had to write their programs. I look on the records I keep for how they're progressing with weight and their stamina and stuff like that. Any areas I noticed of weakness that I want to work on. So I'm reviewing this, and because I took my job seriously. And I'm writing their programs for the next day, the next morning. And so I had stuff to do. I did not want to be judged. I just spent hours with him on this date. I have shit to do, okay? Leave me alone. So you sitting up there wondering what he's got. I mean, he could be like me. He has shit to do after the date. So just leave him alone, okay? Just take a breath and just rest yourself. Go to sleep. Do something with yourself. My God. Question number 15. This is a female in the 50 to 56 age group from Charlotte, North Carolina. My son is 35 years old and lives several states away. My husband and I went to visit last weekend and spent some time with him and his girlfriend. On Saturday evening, we all went to a movie together. Okay, she just putting in too much detail. After leaving the theater, my husband, who's my son's stepfather, made a comment to me that he felt like the movie was gay. He was speaking to me and to me only, but my son happened to walk by just as he said it, and then proceeded for the next hour to spew profanities and pretty much damning my husband and me. I know that using the word gay to describe something is not approved by society. Shit, fuck it, I do it all the time. Just like I say ghetto. I mean, so my husband and I have numerous friends that are in the LB, with all them letters, plus community, and we regularly spend time with them. Our friends continuously use the word gay to describe things, be it good or bad. Exactly. It's like black people will call something ghetto. You know what I mean? It's just the way that it is. So, I don't understand it. So anyway, let me see, where did I leave off? Okay, my son is now not speaking to my husband or myself and said that we need to take our shit back to North Carolina because it's never okay to say gay to describe something. And then he proceeds to tell us that he is bi and finds the word gay to be offensive. My son said he knows his stepdad isn't dumb or stupid and should know better than to use that word in any manner. So by doing so, my son says he's acting out of malice. I need to let you know that this was the first time that my son has ever said anything about being gay, lesbian, trans, bisexual, anything of the like, but all of a sudden we're being offensive. This happened on the July 24th, and we left to come home the next day and have had no contact with my son since. I know my husband meant no disrespect by using that word. He was speaking to me in a private conversation. He's not called anyone gay. He's not looking at my son and say he's gay. He's simply saying that the movie we saw was gay. I know that it is offensive to use that word to describe something negative. My husband would never say it to anyone, let alone my son. My son says there are consequences for my husband's actions, so he has drawn a line in the sand and says that he would just not be around. Am I wrong for supporting my husband in this situation? I left out the part where my son cussed me out, called me names during this situation. Please offer some advice right now. I'm so angry and disappointed. I'm just not sure how to handle this. You send him a note and you say, I don't give a fuck what your gay ass does. That's what I would do. I'm telling you, if it was my son, I would rub it in every other word. Hey, gay motherfucker, what you doing? You over there being gay? I would just mess with him just because I could. Because he's going to act a fool. Who cusses at their mother like that? He went overboard. So you know what? To me, that removes all license, the need for me to be decent. I told you guys, when you see somebody doing something, do not comment. Okay? Just don't do it. We don't need to. We see it. We're gonna handle it. Okay? Just leave it alone. Don't say nothing. Just leave it alone. Don't even react. Don't respond to them. Nothing. Just leave it. Me and Shay or we'll take care of it. Okay? Don't just trust that we got this shit under control. Now, in this situation here, that's what I would do. I would send him a note, and whatever his last name is, so whatever, Jones, I say Mr. Gay Jones, and whatever his address is, and send him a letter and everything in there. I'll be referencing him. I would just wear him out with it. And it just, on my answer machine, I'll probably say, oh, this is the mother of the gay son, such and such a, please leave a message at the beep. I'm telling you, I know me, I would just be a fool. Because it's like, you think you're going to cuss me out and you're not going to get no retribution? You just going to get off scot-free? No, motherfucker, don't work like that. Not with Deborrah Cooper. Don't work like that with me. I'm about to wear you out. Even on my social media pages that have pictures of you, I would change your name to Mr. Gay, whatever. And that would just be how we're going to do. Because you know what? There's nothing wrong with people saying that they're gay. If somebody is gay, then they are. And we do that. Just like you said, I have gay friends too. And they will they tease other people in a situation, everything, say, oh, that's so gay. And we always laugh about it. I say, oh, that shit is ghetto. And these people act like little niggas. And this, okay, that's how we do. When you're comfortable around people. Now, obviously, your son, since he was in the closet all this time, is not comfortable with his sexuality yet. And that's why he took offense to it. But it's time for him to get comfortable. So let's start wearing him out. Let's start that today, okay? Let's start that today. Start sending him texts, and you refer to him as gay. And everything you do, you use it. Don't call him by his name no more. He's now gay. That's going to be his name. I would wear his fucking ass out. You wouldn't have any lips cussing your mother, me either. Because I know the one time my brother got lippy with my mother, my father tried to cave his chest in. That boy, I'm telling you, and my father went, pow, and you could hear that. And I'm telling you, it knocked all the wind out of my brother too. Like I said, I know I've told you guys that story. When we were seriously scared, me and my little brother, we were scared because it took him so long to get a breath. And my mother had to like massage him and do all the stuff to kind of relax his diaphragm muscles so he could breathe. My father seriously laid one on him, told him, don't you ever, as long as you live in my house, think you're going to talk to your mama like that. And then that was it. He went on upstairs. And so, yeah, my brother, he got it. And my grandmother used to say, you say some crazy shit, she would just look at you and say, do you want your lips? Do you want your lips? And she would do this thing like I saw her do to my uncle. She took his lips and she twisted them and pulled. His lips were fucked up and all puffy and stuff for days after that. And because her hands were strong. This is somebody who could wring out rugs and then there would be no water dripping out. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. The woman was just superhuman. So when she pulls your lips, it's like you could pull her lips right. Your lips would be off. And I was scared of her. So when she would say, do you want your lips? I would say, yes. And I would shut up. But yeah, this dude, he got some nerve. But yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't be bothered. I would crack my knuckles and start going in on him and everything for the next 2 years. Every time I talked to him or posted anything about him or talked about him, I would refer to him as Mr. Gay, whatever. That's what I would do. Question number 16. This is a young man in the 22 to 27 age group. He's mixed race from Swindon in the UK. How do I ask a new date what they're looking for without looking like I'm trying to rush things? I don't want to scare her off. Good. I'm 22 and I've been on a few dates with a girl. She's 20, almost 21. Things went really well. We clicked. But she's really super flaky with texting though, which I don't care about really because she's super busy and I'm not always glued to my phone anyway. So I'm not that invested in texting myself. However, I haven't heard from her this morning and want to ask her what she's looking for in case she doesn't see me as relationship material. I want to see where it goes. I've been on a few dates. I haven't heard from her this morning. She's flaky with texting, but I haven't heard from this morning. Okay. How do I ask her via text without seeming like I'm coming across too forward or like I'm trying to rush things, which I'm not? I just want to know if I'm setting myself up to get hurt or if she wants to get to know me too, or if she just wants something casual or if she just wants a hookup. I'm sorry if this is a dumb question. I'm on the spectrum a tad, and sometimes I struggle to explain to people how I feel without seeming weird. Can you please break it down so I get it? Dude, you've been on a couple of dates. What do you mean what she's looking for? She's a 20-year-old girl. She ain't looking for shit except a good time. Okay? She's 20. What, you think she's looking for a husband and happily ever after at 20? She's not. She's a kid and she's looking for a good time. Show her a good time and then she'll keep coming around. You start loading her up with all this stuff later, like you trying to propose or some shit, she's going to run. You don't ask a woman what she's looking for. You tell her what you got going on, and then she'll determine if that's what she's looking for or not. That's how you do it. So this is what you would do. As a dude, God, I can't believe it. Where are these daddies? They're not teaching their sons nothing. As a dude, your job is to show a woman that you got your shit together, that you got your program working, that you have a plan for the future, that you doing what you need to do at age appropriately. You got your little car, you got your little place, you doing stuff, adulting, you're doing adulting well. You want to show her that. Okay? That's what you want to show. You want to show her that you have some manners, there's some good training, and that you're the kind of dude that she can trust. That's what your goal should be. Then she will choose you. She will tell you that you're what she wants. She will show you by getting rid of all the other dudes she's dealing with and only dealing with you. That's how you would know what she's looking for. You don't ask people, what are you looking for? This is especially good bad when women do it because dudes lie. They're going to tell you whatever they think you want to hear to get in them draws. Okay, that's how it goes. So what you're going to do is just relax. Okay? You don't know if she wants to do so what, you don't know that? Why should she want to commit to you and you only been on a couple of dates? You sound stupid right now. Okay, nobody's trying to be affiliated with you like that on that level. She don't even know you yet. You're still in the discovery phase, and you already trying to nail something down. Leave her alone. Date other people too, so you lost your perspective here. You're doing too much. You're not gonna ask her that. You're going to do what I said, and you're going to show her what kind of man you are, and then let her see that you would be a smart choice. That's how you do things. That's how you handle yourself like a G. And you don't worry about if she doesn't choose you, because that just means that she's not ready. At 20, that would be what I would think, that she, maybe you come across as too serious, and she's like, oh shit, he's husband material, but I'm not trying to be married right now. So it might be something as simple as that. She's got to finish school and other kind of stuff. She needs to keep her focus. So just slow down. Stop worrying about what she wants. Stop worrying about her rejecting you and wasting time and all this kind of stuff. Shit, you still got milk breath. You don't have nothing but time. You get to my age, and yeah, you start worrying about wasting time because you only got a certain number of years left. You like the clock is ticking. But you barely in your 20s. Boy, if you don't slow down. Question number 17, female, 28 to 34, Aquarius, Latinx from Miami, Florida. I have a good friend, but she has come on to me twice. What? Oh, I do know when someone is coming on to me, and she definitely was. But Deb, we are both married and have children and have known each other for ages. Perhaps it's because we've gone out on girls' night out. We always had a dance, as a lot of girls do. But I never really thought about it. But then last year, my friend and her husband had a party. At the party, she had too much to drink and started coming on to me. She was stroking my hair and saying how sexy I looked. Ooh. Then she asked me if I would meet her upstairs in her toilet. I didn't know how to react. As she walked out to the front room to go upstairs, she looked behind to see if I was coming through. Wow. Needless to say, I didn't move a muscle. And she came back after a short while. She asked why I hadn't met her upstairs. And I said that it was difficult for me to leave the room as both our husbands were present. Not the best excuse, I know, but I didn't know how to deal with it. Later, she asked me again, but this time I just laughed. When I next saw her, I didn't mention it and just put it down to a drunken mistake. I'm not bi, but she must be looking for attention. This letter's long. I'm skimming some of this. Okay, so then something else happened. She tried to get me in her house. We're talking about you coming indoors to collect the things I had lent to you. She had not mentioned about lending me things, and I took that to be that she wanted to be alone with me. I just replied, oh, no, I'll pick him up some other time. I've not seen her since that night, but this is twice that she has put me in an uncomfortable situation. Maybe I'm reading the situation all wrong and she's just being friendly, but I now feel it would be difficult for us to go out again with other friends, as I don't want to give her the wrong impression. I find situations like these difficult to deal with. At the end of the day, maybe I've read the situation wrong, but if I haven't, I don't want to hurt her feelings, so what do? You don't worry about her feelings. What the fuck is this everybody else worrying about somebody else's feeling for? And how are you going to be somebody's mama and you find these situations difficult to deal with? If anybody should be not finding anything difficult to deal with, it should be a mother. If you find stuff like this difficult to deal with, you won't be very good at defending your children. You need to woman up. This is some bullshit for you to be hiding behind. You gonna just straight tell her, look, I don't know what's getting into you and what is all this flirting and trying to get me alone and all that kind of shit, but it's not gonna happen. I'm strictly dickly chick, and I'm not about that life. So you need to quit it before you put our friendship at risk, in which I will feel so uncomfortable being around you that I won't. So this is your warning. You got one more time. And that's all you have to tell her. I don't know why this is not a problem. Your grandmother used to straighten you with a slipper. No, my grandmother used to get a switch off the tree in the backyard. That thing was deadly. We hated that damn tree. Yeah, but anyway, girlfriend, that's you find your ovaries, okay? Just do something with yourself. Question number 18. We got 25 questions, so we're winding down near the end. Female, 28 to 34, black, and she's from San Diego. And the female in question is 28 to 34, and she's white. Okay, so black girl with a white girlfriend. Okay. Hi, Deb. I'm friends with someone that seems to always want to one-up me with everything. A little bit of context. We are both 28. I met her about 3 years ago during a hard breakup she was going through after her ex-boyfriend cheated on her. We met through a mutual friend and clicked on the fact that we were both going through some stuff in our lives at the same time. We talk often, and we talk about various things in our lives: work, relationship, future plans, trips we want to take, pretty much everything. It took me a while to notice that she is never happy for me. When I make a comment about something positive in my life, I feel like she makes it all about her, or she has to say something negative to bring me down. For example, I'm excited to go on this trip to the beach. Her, I don't like that beach. I only go to name a different beach. Her, where did you buy your pants? Me, at this store. Her, ugh, I don't like that store. She does this with everything. It seems like she's constantly hating on things I do or say, which makes me feel like I have to walk on eggshells around what I say to her. I have a close group of girlfriends that I have been friends with for years, and I've never encountered this type of behavior from any of them, much less as adults. She also doesn't want me to know where she lives. When I pick her up to go somewhere, she makes me pick her up at a restaurant nearby. It's very odd behavior, and I feel like sometimes she lies about work or money or her relationship she got back with the cheating ex. And it's so exhausting. I'm trying to navigate my feelings, my friendship with her without getting frustrated or straight up stop talking to her. Lately, I keep my successes to myself because I'm not sure if she feels the need to compete against me. I'm not the type to brag about what I buy or show off the things I have, and when my friends tell me their victories, I never feel the need to shut them down or make it about me. How could I still be friends with someone who is constantly in competition with me, or should I just distance myself from her? Oh, it's time to let this bullshit go. She don't even want you to know where she lives, so what does that mean? What do you think that means? I think it means that she's lying about her status. Probably living in some welfare project or a hut somewhere, and she doesn't want you to know. All in all, it sounds like she's very envious of you. That's what people use when they have low self-esteem and they're envious of you, what you do and how you do it. They try little digs, little digs to try to pop your bubble of security and make the good feeling that you have about yourself. They try to do it. So, like in these situations, you like, oh, I'm excited to go on the trip to the beach. Well, I don't like that beach. What I would say, well, who asked you? It's not about you. This is what I like. That's what I would have told her. Then you say, well, where did you buy your pants? Me at blank store. Ugh, I don't like this store. Who asked you? I wasn't spending your money. So what you like is irrelevant because this is what I like and this is what I bought. See, you didn't say that though. You just let her get in the vein of thinking that that kind of shit is okay without shutting it down. So half of this is your fault because you didn't stop it. You didn't put no stop to it at the beginning when she first got on that gravy train. And then what you're supposed to do is, you at this point it's gonna be time to let this go. Um, you can't really be friends with somebody they don't even let you in on a basic level to know where they live. And you call yourself a friend. It's been 3 years of this. This is not a friend. I'm not really sure what you guys have, what this is. But what you can do is next time she does it, say, see this that you do right here. You've been doing this for years, and this is it. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not going to do this with you anymore, and we're through here, ma'am. We're done. I can't do this. I can't call you a friend when you talk to me like that, and you try to crush every dream and every bit of happiness in my life. You're a fun sucker, and I've got to let you go. It's with love. I wish you the best. There's no hard feelings or anything, but I can't do this anymore with you. And then you just let her go. Deb is a Leo. How did you know? My birthday's next Monday. Yes. So I get to party Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I already got dates lined up. I'm going to come back fat because I have 3 dinner dates, 2 lunch dates, and a drink date already lined up to celebrate. Yes. Yes. And I got some hoochie outfits too that I've been saving. That's what I've been working out so hard. So I can wear them. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny when you guys say that Deb is definitely. I don't even see it. I just have very good boundaries and what I'm not am and not gonna take. And you're not gonna talk to me about that like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna take it from no dude. I'm definitely not taking it from no girl that's supposed to call herself my friend. And that's how you think you're gonna talk to me, bitch? Please. Let me show you some of this Leo roaring. You talking about a roar? I'd have to blow her hair back. That's just no. Anyway, let's move on. Question 19. Female, 22 to 27. She's black, from Plymouth in the UK. The male in question is the same age group, and he's white. Sorry if I sound naive, but last year I managed to escape from my family who are religious fanatics and they shielded me from any type of relationship with a male who wasn't a family member. I'm of African descent living in the QK, if that helps. I'm 24 and I met a 26-year-old guy on a dating app, and he told me that he sees me as more of a friend than a girlfriend, which I was happy about because I felt the same way. Since then, we've developed a really good friendship to the point where I feel very comfortable going to his place, watch movies, play some games together, sleep over, etc. Oh, sleep over. We do sleep in the same bed, but nothing physical has happened. He knows I am a V, and he knows about my religious upbringing. Every time we share a bed, I can feel that he's horny. Oh, but he doesn't try anything and says that his body reacts like that anytime there's a pretty girl in his bed. Last night we went out drinking, and I did get a little drunk. He took me back to his place, and he was very respectful. I threw up, and he cleaned up the floor and put me in bed. In the morning, he went to have a shower, and when he came out of the shower, he was butt naked. Okay, that's my word. She says fully nude. I say butt naked. I could see he had a salute and was walking around commando in front of me, and I tried my best to avoid looking at him, and I didn't comment. Once he was closed, I asked him about it. He said, I'm very comfortable around you, and he joked and said he's been what am I trying to say? He's had a tower all night. It's like, dang, oh God, oh, this letter. And the whole night in the morning, and he's got blue. He did also say that he's sorry if he made you uncomfortable, and he will cover up if I want him to. I am not sure how to read this situation, as he's my first male friend. What is your recommendation? Okay, I've had male friends my entire life since kindergarten, and not one of them has ever pulled a stunt like this. You know why? Because they know we would not be friends anymore. What I'm going to tell you is he's grooming you. Okay, this is grooming behavior. He's trying to get you used to it, and the next thing he's going to want you to touch it. He's going to rub it on you, and then the next thing you know, you're not going to be a V no more, and you're trying to figure out what happened. So I'm going to suggest this. You're not going to go to his house anymore. You're not going to drink with him, and you're not going to spend the night, and you're not going to sleep in the same bed with him. He's already giving you the warnings of what's in store for you. And if you don't understand that the handwriting on the wall, then that means you're kind of dumb. Okay? Stay away from this man unless you're out in public. And that's it. No drinking out in public. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've had at least 100 male friends. I mean, most of my life growing up, my best friends were guys. You know, you guys met my friend Ken. We've been friends for 20-something years. He would never think of doing anything like this. I mean, I just think all the dudes, they spend the night in my house. Like, I'll put my daughter in my bed, and then they would sleep in her room. Or I'd make a pallet for them on the floor in the living room or something. But, you know, whatever. They spend the night not in bed with me, but, you know, they can spend the night at my house. But they've never done anything remotely like that. I even had a male roommate, and we only had one bathroom, but he would always, you know, cover everything up and dress himself in the bathroom and stuff like that. I've never had a guy do anything like this to me. So I can only interpret this as this is grooming behavior. He knows you've never no experience with men, and so you don't really know what's normal and what's not. This is not normal. So this is some shit that boyfriends do. Husbands, plus more, but I won't go into that. But this is inappropriate for the level of relationship that you guys have, and that's what you need to tell them. That was inappropriate, and it makes you very uncomfortable, and so you're not going to be coming over to this place anymore. That's what you're going to do. Unless you're ready to not be a V no more, well, then you can keep doing that. But if you know, doesn't sound like you really have that on your mind. So you need to stop this behavior. You're sending a mixed message. Question number 20, female, 22 to 27. She's white, and she's from Edmonton, Canada. I'm planning my wedding, and I've asked, quote, Sue. Oh, Sue, is this you? Sue, and in the letter, I've asked Sue to be my matron of honor after I was a maid of honor in her wedding. I've run into a conundrum with her that I'm not sure how to resolve. My fiance and I picked out colors together, and we chose a forest green color. Not bright like emerald and not super dark either. Every photo of it I saw in other weddings looked gorgeous on the bridesmaids. All different hair colors, skin colors, and sizes look good in it. Well, Sue hates it and is accusing me of trying to make her look bad. I know it's not you, Sue. I'm just messing with you. I'm trying my hardest to be accommodating. I'm not picking out a specific style, just matching up swatches from a few different online boutiques and shops local to us so that all of my bridesmaids have options to pick a style that flatters them. I don't think she's going to look bad in this color at all. In fact, she would probably be the one that would, I guess, would look the best because she has pretty dark brown hair and a beautiful complexion, but she doesn't believe me. She hasn't yet said change the color I'm out, but it's kind of headed that way. Any advice on what my next step should be? I'd really like to preserve our relationship and her role in the wedding as well as the wedding color we both like, but I'm not seeing a good way to do that and would love another outside perspective because I want to avoid being labeled a bridezilla. Well, you're not a bridezilla. I mean, brides have the right to pick their colors. Brides have the right to pick whatever color they want to for their wedding. Okay, now what you can do though is tell her, this is the color we picked. I could send you a swatch. You could hold it up to yourself in the mirror and see if you like it or not. But if you don't, then I guess I'll find somebody to replace you in the wedding party, and we can still be friends. There's nothing permanent about it. I mean, you have the right not to wear it, and I have the right to pick the color. So there you go. And that's how I would be about it. I wouldn't be mad, because it really might not be the color. Maybe she can't afford it. Did you ever think of that? And she's just using the color as an excuse? Did you think of that? Because you could, or offer to buy the dress for her and see what she says. If that changes her opinion, if she suddenly likes it, then you see what I mean? There's something going on, and I don't think it's the color. I think it's probably money. Because being in a wedding is expensive. Every time people used to ask me to be in it, I would decline because I'm not trying to spend my money to be in your wedding. Shoot. Dresses be hundreds of dollars and some ugly ass dress I'm never going to wear again in the history of life. It's going to be hanging in my closet, wasting up space. $200, $200, $250, $200. No. And then you got to get the shoes to match and do all the other stuff and put on the bridal shower and all that. Oh, hell to the no. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't like you that much. And that's just how I felt. Question number 21, female, 35 to 41, London. I am so hurt. My husband has just told me that he wants to spend time with his friends on his birthday and go drinking with them instead of me. His birthday is next Saturday, the 6th of August. We've been together for 12 years and and because it falls on Saturday, he would like to go drinking as it will be another 7 years before it's on Saturday again, and that I get to hog him on every other year. It's our anniversary day the next Saturday after, so we will be having a meal together then. He says I am selfish because I'm angry and hurt and feels like I'm trying to control him. Am I in the wrong? Absolutely. First of all, your husband is a Leo. The 6th of August, that's 2 days before mine. There's no way in this world he's not going to do what he wants to do. And you could pout about it. You could be mad, so mad that you turn purple and your head explodes. It's not going to change his mind. He's made up his mind how he wants to spend his birthday, and so that's what he's going to do. You spent his birthday with him for 12 years of marriage and plus whatever dating time you guys had. He wants to have one birthday where he spends it with his friends. Shut up. Find something to do with yourself. Go out with your friends or something, or stay home and start playing what you're going to get him for an anniversary. I don't know. Do something with yourself. But just be okay with the fact that he's going to go celebrate his birthday with his friends. You women are just too much. Yeah, I mean, it's like, be gracious about this. Don't make a fight about it. You need to apologize to him and tell him, you know what, I was wrong. I was tripping. Go have fun with your boys. I'll see you when you get back. You better come back ready. And then show him the teddy that you bought or some shit you want to entice him to come home earlier. Use your feminine wiles. Say, I got this little outfit here. I'm gonna model it for you when you get back. Something like that. And see what he has. Who's saying an affair? He's having his boyfriend. He's having fun friends with his male friends. Men just do stuff different. And that don't always mean that he's cheating. Leos, yeah, they do cheat. Just any other man will cheat. But in general, if we're going to tell you what we're doing, that's what we're doing. Now, if we vague, well, I'm going to be out. Okay, then you might be a little question mark will be raised. But his friends, right? If you've been married to him for 12 years, his friends. If he say he's going to be out with his friends, then he's going to be out with his friends because it's too easy to verify. His friends' wives and girlfriends. A quick phone call can expose the lie. He's not going to lie like that involving all them other people. He's not having an affair. Never stop it. He just want to be with his friends. My God. So most of the time in Leos, we pretty much a one person. If we commit to you, that's pretty much it. We not gonna be going out. We gonna roam around. Yeah, we need that freedom to do that. But we're not trying to do nothing. We'll be back home. Too lazy and too cheap to cheat. That costs money and time, and we ain't about that life. Not spending my money. And if I was a man, I'd be the same way. Because bitches be expecting you to take them out and buy them stuff. Oh no, hell to the no. I'm spending some money. It's gonna be on my wife, not you. I'm not doing crap. So that was you have a man who's like that, he's not gonna want to cheat because it's gonna cost him money, and he's gonna be cheap like me. So I don't know. So yeah, I would suggest that you get over that and find something to do with yourself. Question 22, female 22 to 27, black from Seattle, Washington. She's writing about a female in the 50 to 56 age group. Well, probably her mother. I am 22 and just graduated college a month ago. I was out of state for school and planned to come back home to Washington, so it made sense to stay with my mom until I got settled with a job in my own place. At first, things were okay and we didn't really argue much. But now she makes comments about my money, for my body, for example. I was showing her the clothes I bought for the corporate job I just got, and she said, "Look at all those. They look too small. Be sure you keep the receipt." And my life decision example, I can afford a $1,500 apartment once my job starts. And she responded, "Well, when I was 22, I paid $800, which was way more than that back then. You're not special." Oh, wow. Everything I do around her is wrong, such as the exact time I should feed the dogs or how I should park in the garage. I understand this is her home and I'm a guest, but I'm still her daughter. After an argument, she realizes that I'm upset. She tries to give me money, pay for dinner, or an item that I want. I don't want anything that she wants to give me because she feels guilty. Unfortunately, I think this also happened in my childhood to a lesser degree, and I'm seeing how it impacts how I interact with men too. They disrespect me and then try to make it up with gifts and making me happy without ever addressing the issue. I was gonna ask that, and you already put it in here. How can I set boundaries with my mom since she's the only family I have? How do I overcome this mindset that I must please people even when they treat me poorly? What you're gonna do when you get your job, you're gonna get your health insurance benefits. Usually, some of them it kicks in right away. Sometimes you gotta wait a month. As soon as you can, you're gonna get some counseling. You're gonna get some counseling for this issue right here. Your mother is emotionally abusive, and you have chosen men who are like your mother. This is a pattern that you need to break. You got to do something about this and take this seriously. Um, I don't want you to repeat this. And, I know why you moved in with your mother, but at some point, like once you got the job, I'm sure you had some money somewhere from working while you was going to school. You could have rented a room somewhere else. You didn't have to be at home with her taking this abuse just so you could have a free place to live. You must have some money. Like you went and bought some clothes and stuff like that. I would like for you to send me pictures of you wearing the clothes. Put on a couple outfits and send me pictures so I can see what you're talking about. Then I can make a better assessment because there's some things that young girls choose to wear to work in a corporate environment are kind of not really appropriate. Um, so rather than pick on you about stuff being the wrong size, it would be better to make sure that they're the right style and fit. So that would be good. If you hearing this, take some pictures and send it in so me and Candace can take a look at it, okay? Then I'll give you some constructive criticism. Yeah, I think her mom has some envy as well. Talking about her $800. It's like, bitch, who gives a fuck about $800 in your ancient archaic dinosaur fled Flintstone days? We ain't talking about what you could do. We talking about me right now. But anyway, you're not going to say that to your mother. Let's move on. Question 23, male 22 to 27. He's a Scorpio, he's black, and he's in Oakland. I met this girl on the dating app, and I've been seeing her for several weeks now. She messaged me a couple of times last weekend, and I was not able to respond until today. I wonder when today is. My buddy hit me up and said that he saw her profile and that she is back on Bumble. She deleted her account a couple of weeks into us seeing each other. Would you find guys? Nope, you brought that on yourself, Mr. I'm too busy to respond all weekend. What the fuck was you doing that you couldn't even text her back? See, you want to do shit the way you want to do it and think she's just going to be sitting at home with her her legs crossed waiting for your monkey ass to figure out what you was going to do. She showed you, didn't she? She didn't worry about you. She didn't call you. She didn't text you. She didn't say what's going on. She didn't give a shit. She moved the fuck on, and that's what she should have done. Now, if you want to fix this, which you probably going to be able to because she's going to be like, you on some bullshit right now, you're going to have to write her and tell her what you was doing, that you was so busy that you couldn't talk to her. You better make it be some kind of work release program where you had to be behind bars for the whole weekend. That's the only excuse you could come up with. You better lie. And you better be disappeared every weekend to make it the story stick. Because otherwise your ship is sunk, son, because you played the game and you lost. Every woman's not gonna be like some, because I'm like her, out of sight, out of fucking mind. But some women are like, absence makes the heart grow fonder. She deuced out because you was acting stupid. She texted you a couple times, you didn't text her back. She moved on. Yeah, Scorpio man in Oakland, and the Oakland men, I don't mess with them. Even when I did date in Oakland, I didn't date nobody from Oakland because they just a special breed. I just cannot. So, she took her chance, but she showed your little monkey ass, like I said. She didn't let no moss grow under her feet. So just get over it, okay? In the future, if you have a girl that you've been dating and you like her, then treat her with respect and don't play these kind of stupid-ass games with her. That's what you get. Question number 24, male, 18 to 21. He's white from Boston. Okay, I know this may come off as douchey. Oh, God. Dude, you didn't even have to say he was white because that word right there, that's not a word that anybody else uses but white people. Or I'm too mature for my age type of thing, but I just genuinely wanted to vent. I'm 19 and I find it nearly impossible to find a girl my age that generally wants a serious relationship. I know a lot of people talk about how this is the age. A lot of people don't do that type of stuff. But I feel like I'm kind of in an impossible situation. Almost all the girls I find / meet on dating apps just want something casual. I tried dating a girl that was older, 4 or 5 years than me, that I felt I had a similar mindset to me. But a few months into our relationship, she decided I was too young and we were in different stages of life. I know I still have plenty of time to find the right person, but I just wish it was easier to find someone that shares similar values. Any advice for me? Yes. Grow up. First of all, you're 19. So you dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old girls. They not trying to be in a serious relationship. I mean, some are, but those are the minority. Most are not. They're trying to finish school. Their parents are in their ear telling them not to get too serious because serious relationships end up in pregnancies and a bunch of drama, broken hearts and trauma. They're not trying to do all that. And I'm trying to figure out, and this may be something that you want to ask yourself too. Oh, I'm sore. My kettlebells. Oh. You may want to ask yourself what having a relationship means to you. Why is it such a focus for you at 19? You should be just having fun and trying to finish school right now. You don't need to be in a relationship. And the main thing is, relationships can be very draining, like mentally, emotionally, and financially. At 19, you don't have the skill set to have a serious relationship yet. You don't have no money. You ain't got no education. And your little job you have is a little Mickey Mouse bullshit ass job. That's not like a career. Change your focus. Right now, you're in the building phase of your life. You should be trying to establish yourself as a young man, not worried about chasing pussy. Okay? It's not the time for that. The time for all of that is later after you already got yourself situated. Right now, all your energy should be on finishing school and establishing yourself as a man. Developing all the accoutrements of maturity as a young adult. That's where you should be. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But you shouldn't be, searching for it so hard. And of course, somebody who's 4 or 5 years older than you, since girls mature faster than guys do, is going to tell you that you're too young and you're on different phases. She knew that going in. That was never going to work. So that's my advice to you. Really think about what does having a relationship mean to you and why are you pursuing it so hard when you should be really thinking about doing other things. Okay? You're going to be pursuing that. And what you're going to do if you get somebody pregnant and then she decides she don't want an abortion or can't get one. because of Roe v. Wade expiration, and then you become a daddy, what you gonna do then? How's that gonna change your life? These are the kind of things you need to think about because that's the kind of stuff that happens when people are in these relationships at 18, 19, 20 years old. So slow your roll, home skillet. Yeah, I know that's what I think too. He just want to have some ready, available cooch. But cooch comes with problems, like babies. So think about it. I don't think you're ready for that life. Question number 25. This is a young man. Yeah, I'm sorry, young woman. This is our final question. Woo! Female, 28 to 34 from Okay, here's that word again. In Canada, whatever, that one. In Canada. For the last several years, I have watched my best friend suffer and spiral deeper due to her mental health. I've always thought she was a drama queen, always overreacting to lots of things, like the most minuscule problem or even just things that are very common, bumps in the road that everyone deals with are like a full-blown crisis to her. It wasn't until a few months ago that I was talking with someone else about it, and they said it sounded like borderline personality disorder. I had never heard of it, so I did some research, and it is my best friend to a T. It sounds like she's never in a good place for me to discuss this with her. I want to tell her that I think it's worth bringing it up to her therapist and get her opinion, but it's never a good time. Please understand, my best friend is hanging by a thread almost 24/7. She's paranoid constantly that nobody's who they say they are and that all of her friends don't actually like her. She usually isn't this way with me, but recently she was, and she does this every now and then. I'm scared that if I tell her she should look into it and talk to her therapist, that she'll look it up, see the symptoms, and her mind will go into thinking that I think all of this stuff about her. She'll twist it somehow. I already walk on eggshells around her because she's so fragile. To be honest, this has been very exhausting for me. Our friendship is exhausting. We have been best friends for over 20 years, and we're in our early 30s now. I just want to see her be happy and enjoying life and be able to handle stress and conflict in a healthy way. I would love any and all suggestions from anyone in the chat for how to bring borderline personality disorder up to her without hurting her feelings or her thinking I'm the bad guy. I really am worried that this is what she will do. Who gives a shit? See, I told you guys I don't do cray. I don't do people with afflictions. I couldn't have been her friend anymore after she started all this shit, peeping out windows and thinking people was the CIA agent coming to get her. And I can't do that. So what I would recommend is you got the article that you looked up on the internet, some stuff you found on borderline personality, copy and paste it into an email and send it to her and let the chips fall where they may. Say, I think this will help you, so you should probably talk about this with your therapist in the subject line, and then send it, paste it in the body of the email, and press send, and that's it. Now, if she comes back saying that, was this what you think about me? You're going to say, yes, it is what I think about you because you're crazy as a Betsy bug. She's going to think, well, you think she's all fragile and stuff, so, people play these games of being fragile and stuff because it works. It has people tiptoeing around them and not being direct to them and not telling them about themselves because people are afraid that, they're fragile. My thing is, if you're going to be a fragile egg, I'm going to break you. Don't do that around me. That's not a good idea. Because all that Leo comes out and I'm thinking, oh, look, pray. And I'm going to pounce. It's like, hey, I can't help it. It's just innate like a kitty. Like how kitties, you got the little mouse toy and it's swiping at it and pounces on it. That's me. It's like I can't help it. I can't even stop myself. I don't even think about it. It's automatic. So a situation like this, I would have already pounced on her and she would have already been broken and that would have just been that. I'm sorry. But that's my suggestion for how you do this. Maybe she can go, she might be mad after she reads it. She might be mad at you after she reads it. She might cuss you out after. That's fine. I mean, if that's, you don't have to listen to it, but I mean, if she want to do that, that's fine too. It don't change to nothing that your bitch ass is crazy though, girlfriend. So you can be mad all you want to. You still the one that's crazy and need to be seeing somebody seeing the shrink. And your therapist ain't doing a good job because your ass is peeping out windows and thinking everybody's after you. Paranoid bitch, get out, stay away from me. Because I can't do cray. Yeah, don't do that. That's not a good idea. I'm telling you. I'm being honest. I don't do crazy people real well. I don't do afflictions, and I just don't do them kind of problems. I'm thinking, take a pill. Go and put yourself in Napa or some kind of home or do something with yourself. But make sure that you take care of the problem. Don't be thinking I'm gonna deal with it. You're a Pisces and you don't have patience for that? Well, see, Ravania, we already know you crazy. Ravania been around here for a couple of years. I think I've rubbed off on her. She used to be so nice, and then she changed. She changed. She was like, her head whipped around like the exorcist, and she's been crazy ever since. Yeah, this chick, I don't know, something's wrong with her. She's got some issues. My grandfather used to say, got some issues. And I'm not trying to be bothered with them. So anyway, let's see, what do we have coming up? I don't know. I don't really have anything scheduled until next Tuesday because my birthday weekend is coming up, and I plan to be as much of a fool as I can be, considering I have to cut back on my drinking, because of the health issue that happened. They don't recommend that you drink a lot. So I'm gonna have, a couple of drinks over the weekend, but not get too crazy like I usually would. Have my little dates and stuff where people take me out and help me celebrate. And then I guess I'll be back on Tuesday. If I can squeeze in anything before. Oh, no, that's right. Friday, we're going to have DNN. What am I saying? We're going to have DNN. What day is that? Yes, here we go. We're going to have DNN. That starts cover. So look for that. And be sure to, hit the subscription button and the instant notification bell. So in case you forget, you'll get an instant notification when the show starts so that you can hurry on up over here and not miss the fun. That's what we got. So yeah, so then I'll see you guys after that next Tuesday for the following What the Fuck Tuesday advice show. If you have a letter that you want to send in, look on debsterism.com or in the show description down below, and you can click the link and send us your letter. Thanks, you guys, for sitting in with me. I'll see y'all on Friday. Bye-bye.